Garner, Sandra, Laquan McDonald, Tamir, Alton Sterling, Breonna Taylor, Freddie, Rekia, Floyd, Walter Scott, and many, many, many others. Mr. President, if there is anything that the torture and murder of George Floyd by Minneapolis police has taught us, is that we have to rethink the nature of policing in America and reform our broken and racist criminal justice system. Let us be clear. The murder of George Floyd is not just an isolated incident. It is the latest in an endless series of police killings of African Americans. And if anyone thinks that these police murders have just begun to take place in recent years when people had cell phone cameras, you would obviously been mistaken. This has gone on forever. Mr. President, the American people are rightly demanding justice and an end to police brutality and murder. The U.S. Senate has got to act now. We have got to hear the cries for justice that are coming from the streets of this country, that are coming from the African American community, from the white community, from the Latino community, from all of our people. We must act, and we must act now. And let me just suggest some of the items that must be in the legislation that we pass. And this is a limited number. We can do more. In my view, every police officer involved in a killing must be held accountable, and those found guilty must be punished with the full force of law. That includes officers who stand by while these brutal acts take place. Every single killing of a person by police or while in police custody must be investigated by the Department of Justice. We must create a process by which police departments look like the communities that they serve and not look like invading armies. We need to abolish qualified immunity so police officers are held civilly liable for abuses. We need to prohibit the transfer of offensive military equipment to police departments. We need to strip federal funds from departments that violate civil rights. We need to provide funding to states and municipalities to create a civilian corps of unarmed first responders to supplement law enforcement. For too long, we have asked police departments to do things which they are not trained or prepared to do, and have criminalized societal problems like addiction and homelessness and mental illness. These are not problems solved by incarceration. We need to make records of police misconduct publicly available so that an officer with a record of misconduct cannot simply move 2 towns over and start again. We need to require all jurisdictions that receive federal grant funding to establish independent police conduct review boards that are broadly representative of the community and that have the authority to refer deaths that occur at the hands of police or in police custody to federal authorities for investigation. We need to ban the use of rubber bullets, tear gas, and pepper spray on protesters. We need to make certain that when people go to the street to protest, that they are not treated like criminals and that their basic constitutional rights are denied.